There we go. Now it is actually live.
All right, cool. So tonight we're joined by Ron Sidebotham. He is the father of Jill Sidebotham and grandfather to Lydia, who have been missing from Sanford, Maine since, what is it, June 28th, correct?
Yes.
Yep. And we presume she's with her ex-boyfriend, Nick Hansen, right?
Yeah, that was the last case that we knew, that she was with him.
Well, thank you for joining us, Ron.
Thank you for having me in.
So if you don't mind just telling our viewers kind of the story and what happened with your daughter.
Well, I was at work on Monday, I believe it was the 28th. And when I got home, I found out that my daughter went camping with her ex. It wasn't something that we knew about. My wife or Jill had spoken about with us. It's kind of like this strange impromptu thing. And or impromptu thing. And I got home and I said, "Where's Jill?" She said she went camping with Nick. I'm like, "What? Why did she go camping with Nick?" She goes, "I don't know. I tried to talk her out."
Oh, you're breaking up.
Oh,
Ron, I think we lost
there?
you. Oh, I can hear you now.
okay. Looks like we're back. Yeah, we're back now. Okay.
I'm here. I'm back. Are you there?
Yeah, it's
He's breaking
coming
up a
little
lot.
All
bit
right. I'm not
choppy.
sure if it's my internet or if it's just, who knows, the heat. Let me see if I can turn some things off. All right. Hey, Bray. Can you shut the PS4 off for a minute? They can't. I'm breaking up. You need to shut the PS4 off for. I'm breaking up. I really can't. I'm in the middle. I'm live. I swear I'm in the middle. Let's see. Are we here? Are we back a little bit now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
It shouldn't be doing this. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'll try to do something. I'm here?
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. We'll mute you while you're gone.
At home that day, and I'm like, geez, you think that's a good idea? And she was like, well, I asked her if she thought it was a good idea to go out there, and she told me it'll be fine, which is a Jill that she says that all the time. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know, she'll do something. I'm like, geez, you think you should do that? It'll be fine. Her grandson says it too. You think you should be walking on that brick wall? It'll be fine.
Right.
Her mother said, she said, we'll be back Wednesday. She was expecting back because she knew Bray would be here on Thursday. And she said, I'll be back.
You still there?
All right, guys. Hopefully, I'm not sure if you can see or hear me.
We can hear
Hopefully
you.
that-
Oh, it's catching up now.
Work. I unplugged a couple of.
It's funny how when we talked in the beginning, there's no internet issue.
When we're.
It's usually the way, though. I wonder if he turns his camera off if that saves some of his streaming.
It shouldn't affect it that much. Sorry about this, guys. Having some minor technical difficulties with our guest.
Yeah, he
But
just
that's the way
left.
it usually goes. Oh, did he?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be right back, though. So we're discussing the case of Jill, Lydia, and Nicholas, who disappeared from Sanford, Maine. They were last seen July 2nd on camera at the Mexico Walmart. Oh, good. Callie said, no worries. It happens.
Oh, okay.
So everybody must live in Maine and know how the internet works around here.
Yeah. Top quality, grade A infrastructure.
Oh, my wife's still here.
Okay. Good to know Danielle's still around.
So this image here is actually taken at the campground that they were staying at Coos Canyon, out Ron's back. Hey, Ron.
Can you hear us?
Okay. Can people at least hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Oh.
I could go many, maybe. So anyway, she didn't show up Wednesday. Oh, I wish I could direct.
Oh, we hear your background audio now. Looks like you're...
Okay. I hope so. I don't know what's going on. Bad internet. It's the only one we have to choose from here. They locked out everybody. So no spectrum or anything like that.
No.
Anyway, so when she didn't show up Wednesday, I was like, well, maybe she forgot Bray will be here on Thursday. So we'll wait until Thursday. And she didn't show up on Thursday. And I started getting a little worried, but not too much. When she wasn't here Friday morning, I really started to worry. By Friday noon, I had this feeling something was wrong. I had this feeling something was bad. So my middle daughter, Heather, Jill's older daughter, she called Sanford PD and reported this. I went to a Facebook group that I belong to, Unexplained Maine, just hoping they would get it out. And from that, it just snowballed. I don't probably not exaggerate when I say thousands of people have now commented, promised to get this out on the internet to let their relatives know all across the country. They were seeing you had the pictures from the Walmart. And I don't like the body language, but the police officer or the detectives this morning assured me you didn't see the whole video. See, I just
Oops.
but I'm a grandfather, so I see things that maybe I'm seeing. Maybe I'm pareidolia or whatever. I'm seeing that may not be there, but because of his past history, it brings my thoughts back to bad things. So, I know they do, Donna. Thank you, and so many have. I'm not sure exactly what more to say. It'll be a month since she's been gone, and it's 3 weeks today that she's been missing.
Where were they supposed to be going camping?
It's getting scary. He told around because he couldn't. They were going to camp behind his house. Well, he doesn't have a house. He was finding out he was kind of couch surfing. And his last boss, who was helping him out and giving him a place to live, hadn't seen him in 3 weeks or so. So there's certain things that I look at it in hindsight. well, maybe not in hindsight. I didn't see this was ever going to happen. I had no reason to believe this would ever happen. But looking at some of the things that I wish I had seen earlier may have opened my mind a little bit to see more. The post on, I'm sure you guys seen his, I can't go too far on his Facebook. He was never my friend on Facebook. So I
Right.
can't go so far into it. But my daughter, my daughter is good friends with my oldest daughter, Rita, is good friends with him on Facebook. And some of the things he was posting really kind of obsessive, very obsessive sounding.
Obsessive and cryptic, right?
Yeah, cryptic, exactly. He's like he wants to get this message out, but not directly. Um, I didn't like them. They made me worry. He hasn't seen any of his family in more than 3 years. It's a lot of things that he had called and he texted or called his boss and said, off, I'm gone. I quit. So he had nowhere to go. Um, I don't know where he was staying. He drove his boss's car here one time to visit the baby, and his boss's son had to come and get the car for some weird reason. I was told it's because the car wouldn't start, and somebody else told me after this stuff all happened that the son had to come and take the car because Nick was supposed to bring it back and didn't. I don't know
Hmm.
who the son was. This is only what I was told. So he took off walking down the road and was supposed to meet somebody in Bedford. We're going to give him a ride back home, wherever home is. Because by the time this happened, he wasn't living at his boss's house anymore. That was like 3 weeks before all this happened that he quit his job. And when he had sent the car back or had to send his son down to get it, that was before any of this happened. He didn't have his car. And he showed up another time to visit with Lydia. That was fine. He showed up here for a day. It's his daughter. The order was lifted. So as long as he was civil in my house, I mean, in respect of me, I didn't have a problem with it. It is her father. It is his daughter.
I do
So
have a
I was
question.
open. Yes.
What was the history of their relationship? Was it a good relationship and they just decided to, split up, or is there a background there?
There there really isn't a background. The relationship was it good? I guess to some extent, but there was always some kind of friction. I think that they both met each other in a dark part of their lives, and it's like that. I can't explain it
Yeah.
any better. They met at a
No,
dark
that
part
makes
of,
sense.
yeah, and so they kind of got together because of that.
How
And
long
they
were
didn't
they
plan
together
to.
for? Oh, sorry.
Well, I'm guessing probably 4 years, probably 4 years, 4.5 years. She met Nick through Kelly, Nick's sister, which you've seen her on video and stuff. And she was staying with Kelly. Kelly was kind of helping her out through this dark situation. And he met her through he met her through Kelly, his sister. So they've been going out for a while. I stayed with Kelly, and then she moved here, and we actually guy, and I let him come and stay with his 2 kids. The 2 kids were supposed to be there for about 2 weeks, and his sister, who has them now, was going to take them for him until he got on his feet. Uh, and it was okay for, I don't know, 3, 4 weeks. And that was when he first showed me that, well, not first few weeks. I found out Jill was pregnant. He stayed around for about 9 months. Or Lydia, Joe had Lydia, and everything was pretty good. And at about 2 months, trying to remember all this chronologically because I've had all kinds of things drilled at me for the last 3 weeks.
Sure.
It has. That's okay. It's not you. It's not you guys. It's just a lot to process. And he was actually here through the pregnancy. She had the baby on her sister's birthday, September 16th. So Heather and Jill, her niece, share a birthday.
That's cool.
Yeah, it really is. She's a tiny little thing. She was only about 4 pounds when they brought her home. She was born. She was only 3 point something. And Jill wasn't providing the nutrients correctly. Her body was kind of misfiring. So they induced labor, and she had the baby a month early, tiny little thing. And I know I'm getting off track, but the coolest thing is we brought her home. The first thing I did was set her in a recliner and set a football next to the recliner. And the football was bigger than her.
Oh, wow.
It was bigger than her. It was the
That's
neatest
awesome.
thing. So she's a tiny baby, but she's perfectly deformed. There was not they
Uh-oh. We're losing him again.
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
All
We
right.
got it back.
Yep.
Okay. I'm probably is my internet. 7:30 at night. It always does this. Anyway, he was a good guy. When the baby was crying really bad, and the room off, that's where the baby was at her crib, and she kept saying, "Nick, let me see the baby." And he's like, "No, you don't need to see the baby." Well, after I don't know 5 minutes of this, I finally got up and I'm like, "Hey, Nick, you need to let her see the baby. What's wrong with the baby?" And he goes, "No, she can't see the baby." And I'm like, "Well, you really need to let her see the baby.
That's
Change
weird.
a diaper." Yeah, well, I could smell the liquor on his breath. And he was
Oh.
like this to me. And he's a good 3 inches shorter than me and a good 50 pounds lighter. And all of a sudden he went like this. And I had to grab him and just fold him up and hold him there until he calmed down.
Oh.
Wasn't arrested. He was asked to leave. So that was the first thing that really something's up with this guy. And from there on, everything was kind of edgy after that.
But that's the first time you'd ever
So-
heard of him kind of acting out or anything like that?
No, he had some issues with Jill too. One time she was elbowed. He was sleeping. I will give him that he was sleeping, and he elbowed her in the face. And she nudged him and said, "Hey, you just elbowed me in the face." And he punched her after he woke up.
Wow.
Punched her. I don't know where he punched her. Yeah, but I know he punched her. This is something I didn't know about until after the whole incident with Corey. Because, if you guys are dads, it was because Jill was protecting me. She was afraid of what I would do. And she didn't want me to go to jail. She didn't want, hey, I'm a peaceful guy. My parents were, my mother was hippie-ish, my dad, very open-minded, and I just live, I want to be peaceful and good to everybody. But at the same time, there's a time where you put your fist down and say, this is enough. And
Absolutely. So you're breaking up again. While we wait for you to reconnect here, I just want to point out that Corey is Jill's fiance, right? Okay, we can hear you now.
Fiance,
Good.
yeah. Oh my God, what an amazing man! What a good guy. Jeez, he's such a good guy. Bray loves him. Bray, they do. I mean, not to take anything from Bray's father. Bray's father's the perfect father. He does things with his son like a son should get. I mean, he
Right.
does a lot of things with him, but Bray loves Corey too. They do things together, and they'll go out. Corey's a great guy. He kind of weaved his way into the family loins very tightly. So yeah, I feel really bad for him. He's broken some right now, and I do everything I can to try to get him out of it. He comes over here and hangs out, and so I
Yeah,
love Corey.
it's the
I mean,
question, right?
Yeah, I hope someday he will be my
It's the
son.
question: did she leave on her own? Did she leave on her own, or did she go against her will? And for poor Corey, he has no idea. Just like you guys have no idea, but I can't imagine living like that.
It's
This is Corey right here, right?
It's getting so. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He's a super good guy. Jeez, he's a good guy. My niece even told Joe, "You get him up, because if you don't, I'm getting divorced and I'm going to take him."
And they're
Everybody
Corey.
family.
Oh, everything was working so well before.
Yeah, no. That's what happens.
Well, at least it froze on a nice picture of him smiling.
Right. What questions do you guys have in the audience here that maybe when he comes back he can try to answer? Oh, we got you back.
I'm here, I think.
Okay, yeah.
You got that mouse pedaling hard.
Connected by Wi-Fi. Yeah. Okay.
So what was the relationship like with Corey and Jill? Where, they didn't have any issues or anything like that, right?
No.
Yeah.
No,
So it must have seemed kind of weird that she
maybe
wanted to go off camping with Rick in the first place, right? Or Nick.
Yeah,
Nick,
extremely strange. Yes. Very
So Jason
strange.
Ellsworth asked a question. How long had they been separated?
Oh, Lydia will be 3 in 2 months. Probably a good 2 years. A good 2 years.
Okay, so yeah, quite a while.
Yeah, so it's not like they just got out of a relationship and, there was that kind of recent missing sort of feeling, right?
Right. But I just found out, I thought he had lost his kids permanently a while back. And I found out just recently that Nick had been served to no parental rights whatsoever. I mean, yeah. So
but between the two of them, they have 4 kids. Is that?
He has 3, including Lydia, and Jill has 2.
Oh, okay.
He has
an
older daughter and a younger son. I'm not sure their ages. I believe it's like 7, maybe 11.
Okay.
That's pretty close, I think. But I'm just guessing.
I've got a couple other questions here. Ashley asked, I'd love to know if you searched the old logging roads and if Nick has connection to Phillips or anywhere else that could hang flyers.
He does have connections to Phillips. I'm not sure how much of his life he spent there, but I've been told he grew up in the Phillips area. Logging roads have been checked, and people are going every day. I get messages. And I'm not exaggerating, 100 or so messages a day about, I'm praying for you. Where can we go? Does anybody have any ideas that haven't been searched? We live in this area. We'll go around, knock on doors. The support has been overwhelming. I mean,
That's
people
awesome.
that are
That's good
out there printing posters, getting them out there, putting them places, asking stores, asking questions. Logging roads, jeez. Some have been searched. I mean, I don't know how many months it would take to search them all. That's a scary reality of this situation. Is
Right.
how
especially in a
dense-
state like Maine, there could be thousands of miles of
Yeah.
logging
exactly.
roads.
I mean, you could stretch the borderline out of Maine, stretch it out to a rectangle and hit all four corners of the country. We've got so much. I mean, it's not Alaska, but it's not far from it.
Yeah.
Josh Smith asks, can you go over her source of income and if you feel someone could possibly be helping them?
I don't know. I've wondered that. Jill doesn't know people in these areas, except for when she was doing construction. She was doing them for some people in Casco. But he might know somebody. I don't. I have nothing to say that's a fact. But with the car not being seen, did they hide it? Get another vehicle? Or did he hide it? And I've got to think. I've got to be unbiased about this.
Right.
I have reasons to believe it's against her will, but as when I say they, I just mean they as a group.
Right.
Not they as in had something to do with it. But I don't know if we got another vehicle to use. Cameras are everywhere. I mean, maybe not as much up in northern Maine, but all main streets have cameras. So many intersections have cameras.
And license plate readers, right?
Right, because the government
Yeah, they
has
do
to
a
get its
lot of
money
them
if you
do.
break the law, so you can always count on them. to
Yeah,
be surveilling.
absolutely. You ran this light, send us $175. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have checked the logging roads, or the logging roads have been checked. People went up to, oh God, what was the last campground? A couple of them above Coos Canyon, Angel Falls. And my oldest daughter in Tuesday, again, went up there with Corey, Jill's fiance. And they said it will be virtually impossible to navigate those trails with a 2.5-year-old in cart. Just no way.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I wonder if they didn't head to the New Hampshire.
Right.
You know, New Hampshire, the coast is not far. There are some blind border areas where maybe they can get into Canada. Neither one of them have a passport. So
The last time that we know that they were somewhere was like July 4th at Coos Canyon Campground, right? Or is it something more recent?
some of that. I gotcha.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Was it July 4th was the last time that we know that they were still around?
Was it July 4th? When was that sighting? I thought it was like, God, I've got this stuff all on my computer. I'm afraid if I go and
That's
look
all
through,
right.
it's going to mess us up. I thought the
Yeah, don't do
last
that.
time, I thought the last, I thought the last time was somewhere like on the 13th at Walmart. I'm not positive when they were seen at Walmart. But,
The report said July 2nd at the Mexico, Maine Walmart.
but what July what?
July 2nd.
Okay, then there you go. I guess that was the last time. I don't know why I have the
But
teeth in my mind.
They were registered
that was
at
the Circle
Coos Canyon
K.
Campground
That was
too.
the Circle K.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, somebody thought they saw them at a Circle K. I think it was the 13th or 14th. It was investigated immediately, and it was found to be that it was just she thought she saw somebody. It was somebody that looked like her. Sounded credible
Josh.
at first. The police went up there and talked to both the manager and the woman that worked there that said she thought she saw him, but then they just found out it wasn't her.
All right.
So
Josh Smith said posters at the 2 grocery stores would be great. I'm not going to attempt to say that. Okwasik Grocery and the IGA are the only 2 places to get food for miles. So that's a good idea, Josh.
yeah, I appreciate that, Josh. I will make sure people know that. And I'll see if I can't pronounce that word one of these days too. But into that and talk to the Tuesday and my older daughter are really the big cord thing out.
Oh, we lost you again. Callie asks, can you see Jill wanting to live a camping life indefinitely?
I was going really strong there for a while.
The mouse must have got tired.
Now, this was at the Walmart, correct? Mid-year?
Yes.
Okay, I'm back.
And
Sorry about that, guys. I'm really sorry.
no,
no
you're
problem.
it's fine.
Yes, that was at the Walmart. Yeah, it's, I don't know. Like I said, I'm stuck with this internet. But up north, a lot of them are stuck with thankful.
Callie asks, can you see Jill wanting to live a camping life indefinitely? Was she much of a camper?
No, outside, but I really can't see her being there indefinitely. And the biggest thing is I can't see her leaving her son. I mean, she loves her son. I know she loves her son. She she worships the ground he walks on. He's a good boy. He's a really good boy. So no, I don't see the indefinitely, because I heard a remark somewhere where something was said where Nick told somebody they were going to camp all summer. No, I can't see my daughter doing that. She's a clean freak too. Camping all summer. You can't take baths and showers like you normally would when you're living at home.
Here's a picture of the vehicle. Well, not the vehicle, stock photo, but 2005 Volkswagen Jetta. Silver.
It has a black bumper. The whole bumper is black.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's as if the paint peeled off and they just went ahead and peeled it all off. So it's a solid black bumper. And it's kind of beaten up looking.
So Tori, correct us. It's June 29th at Coos Canyon and July 2nd at the Walmart in Mexico.
Oh, thank you, Tori.
Oh yeah, I was going to mention this too. She just brought this up. What is the story with the Netflix login? What date was that? I thought I read that was July 7th.
I believe the 7th is correct on that.
Someone logged in with.
But she uses a VPN. She uses Google Chromebook. I believe they have a built-in VPN. So when she logged in, it showed them, Chicago. That's what it was Chicago.
Oh.
And so they didn't get anything through from that. And that was the last time she logged into there. She keeps track of it every single day.
It was his Netflix account with her computer, right? And then they put on a kids show, so that's a good sign, right? That
it is to me.
Whoever logged in,
right at this point, I tell you, every day that goes by that they don't find bodies is a good day. You know, I can't say it any simpler than that. I don't want to think of the bad thing, but it's always back there in the back of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something, well, I think this is something we should talk about after we finish going live, because I don't really want to give information away that might, not that I know something, but like I might have a tip. We'll talk about it after.
All right.
Couldn't have even mentioned it.
Thank you, Tori.
Was he a regular camper and have lots of equipment to survive in the elements for a while? I mean, I'm not sure how much you could bring in a Jetta anyway, right? Do we know what they purchased when they went to the Walmart?
I have no idea what they purchased. The police do. That was something I guess I should have asked them today, because it told me and my daughters, if there's anything you want to know, ask us. I just, when you're in a situation like that, you forget things. No, I do not know what they purchased. I know there was some food purchased. And no, he isn't a hardcore camper or anything. And the tent that she took when they left is just a little, I don't know, $69 two-person pup kind of tent. It works. It was adequate, but no, I don't know a backpack in the tent. That's all I know. But he wasn't one of those main survivalist guys or anything like that. He didn't have camping equipment, all kinds of stuff like that.
Jason Ellsworth asked, is there a child support issue at all that you're aware of?
There really wasn't. That's one thing I'll say for Nick. It wasn't regular, but it was quite often that she would get a check every week from him. Like I said, it was irregular, but still, she got checks from him. I don't know what they were for. I don't know how much money they were for, but obviously it was enough to support and get the baby what she needed: food, diapers, everything like that. So no, there wasn't a child support issue at all.
We talked about this earlier, but you said that you were actually pretty happy with the cops during all of this, right? You said that they really seem like they're trying their best with this, right?
Absolutely. I'm extremely satisfied with the way they're handling this. And like I said earlier, there's certain things that I can't say, but
right.
If I could, there would be a restored confidence in those who don't have it in how they're handling this.
Right. That's good to hear. There's a lot of people that get into situations like this where they don't. That is like their single-handed biggest issue is the cops not seeming to handle things properly, and just a lot of mistrust or distrust for the cops.
Not at all. These guys are here doing everything they can. That's what I believe.
That's great.
And I'm sure they are.
Callie asked, or said, I guess the cops said there was a sighting on the first, but wouldn't elaborate. Do you know what that's about? The second was, I think, the last time.
That could have been when somebody thought they saw them in Parsons Field, pulling into a fairly big gas station there, and a woman went into the store. There was a baby in the car and a guy that matched the description. The police investigated it, and in their words, it was a case of the lady needs glasses. It was they tracked him down, and it wasn't none of them looked like any of them. So it wasn't even the same kind of car.
Yeah. Yeah, but don't hesitate. If for some reason you think that you do see them, please call it in.
Oh my God.
It's better to look like a fool, right, than not
Mr. Magoo
report something like this. Right.
Yeah, if you're helping, you're not being a fool.
Fine. Right.
So Ashley asked, has there been any movement from DEMI, which is the search and rescue group from Bangor area? Have they been involved?
Absolutely. Yes, they are involved. I can say that for sure. And that was one of the things that the police told us about today. I can say that. Yes, they are involved.
That's awesome.
There's certain criteria, and it's like 6 points. And if you can pass that 6-point criteria, that's when there's an Amber Alert. And unfortunately, only about half of them are matched. I mean, because she's with a parent, and the parent, there's no reason to believe that she's in danger with Joe. And when there's a chance that there's danger with the child, that's the major criteria. That right now, we can't be sure that there's danger. So there can't be an Amber Alert. And I get that. I really do get that. Jill whether there's danger or not, my daughter will do anything in her power to protect her daughter, the same
Right.
as she would her
Right.
son in there, which is what makes this really bizarre.
Oh, and Ashley said, Ron, if Rita comes my way, please let her know we still have multiple people in the area willing to give up their ATVs for the cause to cover more area.
I'll let her know, Ashley. Obviously, you look familiar by your picture, so I'm sure you're in the group. You may contact her. I can, if you want to contact me first, I'll let her know you're going to contact her, because she's the one that's been letting me deal with the reporters and talking to people, because it's just, she's got her head full of everything else on the search side and putting things together. So yeah, send me a message, Ashley.
What's the name of that Facebook group, if you don't mind? Just so, because it's a public group, right? People that want it.
It's missing Lydia, Jill, and Nick. Lydia, Nick, Jill, and Nick, I believe is what it is.
I'm in that group.
Well, there you go.
What's the name of that, so I can look that up real quick, Travis?
Lydia, Jill. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, missing Lydia, Jill, and Nick.
Yes, thank you, Travis. I don't have the mind for remembering all that stuff right now.
Here, let me We'll put this. I'm putting this right in the chat for anyone.
So Jennifer says, I was looking at the latest photos released of Nick and the girls on a store surveillance video. I'm not sure if it's just the way his shirt is folded, but it looks like he's carrying a concealed sidearm. Do we know if it's in his habit to be armed?
No, it isn't. He doesn't own any guns whatsoever, as far as I know. I guess he has a knife collection. But the officers, I mentioned that to them when I spoke to them today. And I said, do you see what looks to be like what appears to be like the butt of a gun? And he goes, we do, but it isn't. He says, that's just a picture still out of the video. That's all those are. And they caught it, whether it was his arm or whether it was Lydia's leg that was under his shirt. You could tell in the video that there was nothing there. So, and I can
still images can do weird stuff like that sometimes.
Really can. So that was my concern. So as soon as I saw that picture, I was like, holy shit, he's got a gun. And so they assured me, and it wasn't a gun. He didn't have a gun, thankfully.
Tori has a long question. So I saw a post saying that someone close to Nick said Jill had been talking to Nick for hours a day prior to the camping trip and had stayed in a motel with him one weekend. Is there any validity to this claim? Is it possible she had unresolved feelings for him, which is why she initially left with him and didn't inform her fiance? I do feel that it's gone on a little bit too long to be concerned, however, at this point, or to not to be concerned.
She had to stay with him for any weekend at any motels. I mean, she's here 24/7. And she's here every single weekend because we have break Thursday through Sunday, sometimes into Monday. So no, I don't know anything. There's no truth to this spending a weekend in a motel. She's been here every weekend until they left.
Well, it's good that we can get clarification on any sort of rumors like that then.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I don't know anything about this talking for hours because Corey was here the whole day before. I don't know how she would do that. I've also heard something where somebody claimed that Nick told them that I punched Jill. The story was that she was Zooming with him. She doesn't use Zoom. She doesn't even, she hates that stuff, doing that stuff. She loves Facebook, but she doesn't do the Zoom thing. She does the duo with her sisters, or one sister. My oldest won't do duo. I don't know why. But so I don't know how that could have been because she was with Corey all day the day before and the day before that. The story goes that supposedly Jill was Zooming with Nick. And again, rumor has it, this is what Nick told somebody. And I walked in on Jill. I never walk in on Jill. We have respect in his house. And she has a door shut, I knock first. I don't know what I'm going to walk in on. So I knock first, and I go in, and supposedly I just opened a door and surprised her. And she was on Zoom with Nick, and she had to disconnect real quick. And when she got back on 15 or 20 minutes later, Nick said she had a black eye. And her excuse was that she had walked into a door. Nick told, I don't know who it was, but Nick told this person that I know better. He punched her in the eye. He would do that. I've never raised a hand to any of my kids. I don't know if there's any truth to this. As far as
how long, what was a rough time frame roughly that was supposed to have happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
My daughter told me about this, and my oldest one, and she's quite she's on the mini pages quite often with concerning this whole situation, and she just told me she saw this and she took care of it so I wouldn't see it, because
this was after she had gone missing that post was made, right? That claim was made. Okay. I almost wonder, and this is just my paranoid side, is if he was like sort of padding excuses for why she would want to leave. Like if he kind of knew this was going to happen, so started making up stories about, the home life being bad, or I mean, this again, it's just my paranoid sort of tinfoil hat.
Well, there's also parts that some of what I've been hearing now that led up, 3 weeks before this all happened. I don't know. I'm not a cop, but I certainly see where arrows point to premeditation to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife, she's like I've told everybody, my wife's health is not good. She has neuropathy. She has a hard time walking.
I'm sorry to hear that.
From pain. It's okay. It's just we're living with it. So she has a hard time walking around. She's down here a lot with Jill all the time. Like I said, they're best friends. But I don't know what went on behind closed doors before they left. I don't know if there was some kind of a threat made. And the way this just happened so fast, so quick, with no... Jill would have shared with her mom if she was going to go camping for a few days.
Right.
Before Monday morning. It's in my mind, it's that simple. She just would have let her mom know.
What do we know about Nick's places that he frequent? Like what areas do we know that he's connected to?
Jeez. I know that I've been told he grew up in the Phillips area, but he was working at a marina in Portland for a while. This was after Joe was born. He was working at a marina for a while. Then he got a job at excuse me, got a job with, I believe it was Hannaford Warehouse. So he's lived in quite a few different places. He knows people in Casco. He knows people in Portland. Knows people in Phillips. So, yeah, that's what I needed. Other than that, I really don't know much about his back life. I mean, he just came into ours when he was, well, I guess 34, 35 years old at the time. But we knew nothing about him before then.
We got a question here. Are stolen car incidents and robberies being looked into and mapped? Could they be traveling in another direction to confuse investigators?
Well, I tell you, to be quite honest with you, I don't think Nick's smart enough to do that. Maybe he would, but if he did, he'd go the most obvious way, I think. But he's eluded us as far as, this. He's eluded us this far, so I don't know.
Right.
They could have. I asked the police. I said, "What about New Hampshire?" And he goes, "We've alerted the New Hampshire State Police, the game wardens, all authorities out there as well."
Yeah. Man, That's rough. Not knowing.
It is. It is. Like I said, I'm every day I hope to come home and hear they found him, and I go to bed with at least they're, as far as I know, still alive somewhere. And I'm not saying he'd do anything like that, but in his state of mind, I don't know what he's capable of. He's
Right.
capable of going coming after me at Corey.
In your own
Corey's a
home.
big, yeah, and come after Corey in my own home. And Corey's a big boy. Corey's really jacked. And he is. He's seriously jacked. I wouldn't mess with Corey. At the same time, Corey's probably got the same respect. He wouldn't mess with me. But
right.
he's a big boy to come after him. That's why he come after him with a drywall hammer. And most people, I mean, it says a hammer, but a drywall hammer. Damn it, it's got an unsharpened axe edge on one side. So
Right.
yeah, that I wonder about.
Because he was afraid of him.
So I just wanted to let everyone know this was a theory at one point. This Quincy, I forget what they called him, the Quincy break-in guy down in Quincy, Mass. But they did find this guy at somebody else, but he looks remarkably like Nick.
Boy,
Breaking and entering it to.
Whew. It really does. There's a doppelganger if I've ever seen one.
I was sure that was him. Like, oh, they're down there. That's where they went. They broke in to get some supplies. But it wasn't him.
The other, I meant to ask this at the beginning. Cell phones. Did neither of them have a cell phone with them to track?
They did. When Jill left, she told her mom it was dying. She would charge it up. It was pinged, I believe, the day after they left. And his was pinged the Wednesday after they left, and it hadn't pinged anything since.
Okay.
Oops.
That's interesting.
Thank you, Callie.
Does Jill dye her hair often? What color hair did she have when she left?
She did. She used to always dye it red, really bright red sometimes. But she hadn't for a while, and some of these pictures show highlights of red now, but those are really kind of gone. She has it's kind of like a dirty blonde, I would describe it. But it's kind of long. But she could, but if she did, she would do it a bright color. I couldn't see her as a brunette or black hair. There, that's what her hair looks like now.
There's a little
pretty
bit of it
much,
in there,
except for long. Yeah.
Yeah.
She used to dye it a lot more often than she has lately.
Tori says, I pray you get the resolution soon and she comes home safely with Lydia. My heart goes out to you all, and I'm in the Dexter area, but on the way to Moosehead, so always keep my eyes peeled for them.
Well, thank you, Tori. We appreciate that.
And there's a lot of camping that happens up in Moosehead too, actually. So
yes,
if they are trying to bounce between camping areas.
The problem is so many of this time of year are filled right up. I mean, just jam packed. So you would think somebody would see them.
If somebody does see them, who should they call? Is it Sanford PD?
No, if they see, they should call the local authorities because it will cut down a lot of red tape. You know, if they call Sanford, Sanford has to call whatever town they're in. If they get a hold of the local authorities first, they could get the ball rolling in the right direction faster than if you call Sanford.
Okay.
And it was
That's a good
Sanford
call
that asked,
good to
it
know.
was Sanford that asked me to do that too. Is let people know, call the local authorities first, because everybody is alerted of this.
Now, if someone just happens to, if someone does know something, right? Who would they contact though? Would it be Sanford or was it state police? If it's not a sighting, you know, if they just happen to know something.
If they happen to know something, I would suggest Sanford police. if it's a sighting, I would say the local authorities. But
Right.
if they happen to know something, call Sanford. It might help them with their investigation.
Sanford PD phone number is 207-324-3644.
Yeah, the officers that are directly working with this is Detective Ray and Detective Allen. And I believe it's Lieutenant Gagne heads the whole division, and he's got his hands in it too.
I had actually heard the same rumor that Nancy just mentioned. Is it true that they were seen getting into a different car, or is that just a rumor?
It must be a rumor because I haven't heard anything about this. And if somebody saw him getting into another car, they should have reported to somebody.
The footage from Walmart there. Walmart has cameras on the outside, unless that one doesn't. Most all of them have cameras.
Oh,
on
they
the
have
outside.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for liability and all that. So they should have seen. Were they still seen in their current vehicle? That silver.
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Later.
Oh, sorry about that. That was my wife. I had to hand her something.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry about that. No, I didn't see anything about cameras on the car. I should ask them. That would be a good thing for me to ask them. I can call Detective Ray anytime and ask him anything, and he'll let me know, or he'll respond to it.
Do we know if they withdrew any money that we know of with an ATM or anything days prior, or maybe soon after they left?
No, we don't know that. That's the odd thing is we get Social Security for we don't, but Jill gets it for Lydia, and because she was born as a preemie, it just started coming. Jill never applied for it or anything. It just started coming, and this check showed up on the 1st of July, which made us sure Jill would show up in time to take Bray out for the weekend and do what she had plans with Corey. And we have that check. So the police said that he didn't have many expenses when he was living with his boss. So, and a lot of his checks went direct deposit. So he may have had some money kind of stockpiled away. And the police checked into that and found that there was no big chunks of money taken out of any one time, like the account was closed out. Jill, as far as we know, she had this little stash of her own, and my wife Cottie, that's Cottie. My wife Cottie said there was probably around $200 in that. So I don't know what they're getting along with money. And that's kind of what scared me about that picture of the guy breaking in Quincy. I was like, oh, God, don't tell me he's gotten to this point.
It looks so much like him.
Oh, yeah. She's a doll. Look at her.
Jennifer said, I was wondering whose card money they were using, but we're not really sure. I know on the video, she goes to use a card or something that looks like he kind of stands over her, and then she goes and uses cash. And someone had mentioned that maybe that was her way of trying to get a trail started.
Good point.
But he didn't want her to.
I don't know.
Knows,
I haven't even thought about that. It is speculation, but boy, talk about a theory. I hadn't even thought about that. See, there's where it looks like he's got something under his shirt.
Oh yeah.
My thought is he's real close to the baby. I mean, right there. And I'm wondering, she have card we gave to her for her birthday in February, and it could have been that she was, I don't know, seeing how much money wasn't any money she had to pay for.
Gift card
That she was pretending like that. She knows what I mean, she knows even at an ATM, if you're getting robbed at an ATM, put your PIN number in backwards and it alerts the police. So at least that's what they say. I don't know how true it is, but she's aware of things like that. I think she was just trying to use whatever that was on the card and probably either only had a little bit and she had to pay the rest of the cash.
Okay.
Again,
Did you
that's my
were you able to watch the
speculation.
live video? Did PD show you the actual video, or
No,
did you just see
I
like
was
still
not.
shots like everyone else?
I saw more still shots than what they've let out, but I did not see the video.
All right. We're almost out of time here, Ron, but is there anything you want to communicate to everyone that's helping looking?
Okay, I am too. I'm here, guys.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
See me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you.
I do. I do. This
Is
has
there
been
anything you wanna
amazing what you guys
communicate?
are
Oh,
doing
sorry.
for us.
Yeah, no problem. We're happy to help. Wish we could do more.
Other than if this is just just call and let us know. Call and let us know. We miss you. We miss you and Lydia so bad. If it's not, figure out a way to get in touch with us.
Oh, keeps.
We lost him. Callie says, thank you for your honesty and wish you the best for your family. Jeff and Travis, you guys are great.
Thank you, Callie.
Jeff's great. I'm just here.
I hope he's still around.
Uh-oh. Praying for good outcomes. Sorry you're going through this. That was from Nancy. Hope for a safe return. My thoughts and prayers go out to you all. That's from Natasha.
Missed the beginning. Did he mention? I feel someone could be aiding them. It's crazy to think the car would not be spotted. They would need gas and food. Camping in this heat and humidity with a 2-year-old, no supplies seem to be almost impossible. I agree that they said they weren't sure about the money situation. We were just talking about that. Oh, it looks like he has just dropped out. Hopefully he can get back in so we can actually formally thank him for joining us. Oh, he's coming back.
Jeez,
There he is.
Yeah. I'm here.
Get you back. So yeah, you were saying if you could get a hold of like what would you say? What do you want people to know, or if you have a message for Jill?
I just I want Jill to just, if she's figure out a way to get a hold of us. If you're in a place where you want to be, then just let us know you're safe. Let us know the baby's safe.
Right.
You're a smart girl. I know she's a smart girl, and just do the right thing. If this is on your own, Jill, if it isn't, figure out a way to let people know. And everybody out there, thank you for everything that you've done for me and my family. If you see them, just let the authorities in your local area know where you saw them, please. That little girl, I want to hold that little girl again.
It definitely seems like you've got a lot of support on this, and the cops are treating you right. So I'm pretty optimistic about this. It's good to hear that things seem to be going in the right way for you guys, at least.
It's hard, but I try to stay as strong as I can every day. It's all I can do. It's all I can do. But thank you again, guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Ron.
So
we appreciate you joining us.
We're probably going to be ending the broadcast here soon, but we want to do a little bit of talking at the end. So
sure, no problem.
So thank you everyone for tuning in, and if you can help, or if you see something, say something. You also join the Missing Jill, Lydia, and Nick page. The link
just
below.
Put it in chat there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah, have a great night, everyone.